All right, Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Rekah Kodash, double honors unto the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that taught me this truth, and a sincere peace, blessings, and salutations to Yahakim across the four corners of the earth that are pushing his knowledge and truth and his sincerity. All right, it's the brother Barzal from the GMS Arizona Camp, Lord Will, with another quick lesson to edify. Okay, and, I got a few precepts I want to bring out. This was a topic that we went into during camp, and even more relevant now after the news of High Priest Ariah's passing. Okay, the water, for Yahweh Shem Yahushai, setting up teachers in our elder and apostles of GMS, to be a living example unto us younger men in the faith, because as you can see, those men operate with honor, and humility, and that they honor their teachers, the men that were laboring before them, the men that taught you through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushai a doctrine that was able to build them up to become teachers and to be the men that they are today. And they honor those men and they give those men the credit where that credit is due, for the impact that they had in their lives and their coming up in the ministry. They honor those men. And that's a great example to us younger brothers to follow. And that brings me into the topic, seek not preeminence. See, this is what you don't see with these new age men that's coming into the truth, and they starting their own offshoot groups. And then once they get built up to a certain degree in their minds, then they've become greater than their teachers. But what that shows is that that's what they were seeking after to begin with. This is the reason why they were coming into the knowledge to begin with. You see, because otherwise they would do the same thing that Elder Apostle Tahar, Elder Apostle Gabar, Elder Apostle Ariamla, and the men on down, that may have, the elder bishops that may have had a relationship with, teachers such as High Priest Ariah that move on, they would handle situations the same way that they handle it. They would honor their teachers. A lot of us younger brothers, we didn't get a chance to meet these great men, but we learned of these men through our teachers because they honored them. Now you have these young men that come into the truth. They learn from the elder and apostles. They get to a level of knowledge, and then they act like they are the ones that came up with the truth, that everyone has to go through them now. Now they have become the greatest in the faith. And that's not even what this thing is about. So this is Ecclesiasticus of Sirach 7:4. It says, seek not of the Lord preeminence, neither of the king the seat of honor. And that's what a lot of these men seek. They seek preeminence, and they want to sit in that king's seat, man. It says, justify not thyself before the Lord, and boast not of thy wisdom before the king. That's what a lot of these men are guilty of. There's plenty of men that come to mind, even men that separate for one reason or another from Great Millstone. They separate on their own. They lose patience or they kicked out. All of a sudden, they become scoffers, scorners, and they say that the men that taught them don't got it, but they do. Ultimately, they're seeking preeminence. Let's get that word preeminence. Okay. Now, this is preeminence in etymology online. It says surpassing eminence, superiority, distinction. says precedence, a place of rank or distinction. See, the rank that they want is a rank as the best or the highest teacher, the greatest teacher in Israel. They want to have that rank. They want the rank that's above their elders that taught them. They want the rank above their teachers. That's why they really deep down, they want the true men of the Lord, the elder and apostles, to go away. That's why they always say it. What does Sakari say? He want the apostles should retire. You know, well, what is this WFI group saying? That the men of Great Millstone come to them to learn. So wait, even though there's men amongst Great Millstone that been in the truth longer than you, all of a sudden we're turning to you to get our edification. We turn to you to get our truth. No, that's a lie. No, we look after the leadership. We follow after the leadership of through faith, who we believe the Lord set up, the men the Lord set up, which the elder and apostles of Great Millstone on down. And ultimately, why are they trying to portray that to Israel is because of the fact that they're seeking preeminence. They want that place of rank or distinction. Moving on, going down, it says present participle of preeminere. It says to transcend, excel. It says literally to project forward, to rise above. They want to rise above their teachers. All right, so let's go down and get a little bit more on this. So if we look at the word eminent, right, the adjective, it says early 15th century, standing or rising above other places, exceeding other things in quality or degree. And you can't tell me that these men don't believe that they have exceeded their teachers in the quality of and degree of knowledge that they have of the scriptures. That's how these men feel. But that's ultimately what they were seeking after. That's why they came into the knowledge. That's their motivation for sitting down and reading and studying every night. It's not to go out and feed the sheep of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, okay, bid the elect to the marriage. Hey, that's not the primary focus. The primary focus is to become the greatest. And that's an off spirit. That's not the example to follow. The example that the elder and apostles have established is the example to follow, because you can see it now with this passing of High Priest Ariah. They are honoring their teachers. And I don't see these other groups doing it. The groups that have men that go back to the old school One West. And maybe they have now, you know what I'm saying? But last I checked, I didn't see it. You know? So again, Sirach 7:4 says, seek not of the Lord preeminence, neither of the king the seat of honor. Justify not thyself before the Lord, and boast not of thy wisdom before the king. Let's go to Sirach 33. This is Sirach 33:22. It says, in all thy works keep thyself the preeminence. It says, let me read that back. Sirach 33:22. It says, in all thy works keep to thyself the preeminence. Leave not a stain in thine honor. See? Leave not a stain in thine honor. That's what a lot of men are going to end up doing. Because at the end of the day, the Lord is going to expose these false prophets out here that's using the truth for to fill their own belly, for pride and vainglory. And it really doesn't make sense. That's why you can tell a lot of these dudes have sold out, because at the end of the day, we're all working for the same penny. All right. So what does it matter okay, as far as like your status in the ministry. You know, whether you know a great man in the ministry, or you know you falling somewhere, you know, just kind of falling in line. You know, when you ain't really standing out like that. Hey, if you doing the work of the Lord sincerely, and you doing what the Lord commanded of His servants, then you could be a part of the elect. And guess what? We all gonna get the same penny. So it's really a prideful, a covetous type of spirit for men to be seeking out that preeminence, especially over the men that taught them, instead of showing that appreciation. This is Matthew 20, and I'll just start from the top. It says, "For the kingdom of heaven is like unto a man that is an householder, which went out early in the morning to hire laborers into his vineyard. And when he had agreed with the laborers for a penny a day, he sent them into his vineyard. And he went out about the third hour and saw others standing idle in the marketplace. And he said unto them, Go ye also into the vineyard, and whatsoever is right I will give you. And they went their way. Again, he went about the sixth and the ninth hour and did likewise. And about the 11th hour he went out and found others standing idle, and said unto them, Why stand ye here all day idle? They say unto him, Because no man hired us. He said unto them, Go ye also into the vineyard, and whatsoever is right, that shall ye receive. So when evening was come, the Lord of the vineyard said unto his steward, Call the laborers and give them their hire, beginning from the last unto the first. And when they came that were hired about the 11th hour, they received every man a penny. But when the first came, they supposed that they should have received more. You know, so it's men, hey, the Lord gonna call you into this truth at a certain time. So, hey, that's why you have men that have been laboring and doing this 30, 40 years. And then you have men that are just waking up, man, that are, you know, babes in the faith, only been, you know, out there teaching, you know, a couple of years. But guess what? We all going to receive the same penny. We all got to show the same diligence. And this thing is not about coming into it and sitting down and trying to study so you can like leapfrog over those that the Lord woke up before you, or that the Lord set up in order over you, because everything must be done decently and in order. And the Lord has an order to things. The Lord is going to set up men over you that what? Watch for your souls. Okay? It's not about trying to leapfrog those men. Hey, just stay in line and just stay in order, and just, you know, because this thing is, hey, keep it simple. Know what you involved in, and know what this is about. It's not about seeking preeminence, man. It's not about trying to leapfrog and become the greatest man, the greatest teachers. You know, you want to become the best teacher just so you can have that over the brother next to you. It's not about that. The scriptures say, you know, except you come as these little babes, you should not enter into the kingdom of heaven. You know, so it ain't about the man that got the most knowledge, and that don't make you more righteous. All of our righteousness is as a filthy rags. You know, all we can do, if we're prisoners of hope, all we can do is do works that are pleasing in the eyes of the Lord, have faith in Yahweh Shem Yahushai, and hope and pray that we be of that number. So reading on Matthew 20 and 10, it says, But when the first came, they supposed that they should have received more, and they likewise received every man a penny. See, that's what everybody's going to get. We all going to get the same pay, which is the kingdom of heaven. Regardless of what your status is on this side, we all going to get the same payout, the kingdom of heaven. Being joint heirs with Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Yeah, there's going to be certain levels in the kingdom, but any man of the elect is gonna be on such a high level, man. It's gonna be, you know, hard to even put into words, man. You're gonna be on a level even higher than the rest of Israel. And what did David say, man? That he would be grateful to just be a doorkeeper in the kingdom. So on this side, it ain't about that seeking preeminence bullshit. That's an off spirit. That's a spirit of self-glorification, and we're here to glorify Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Verse 11, it says, and when they had received it, they murmured against the good man of the house, saying, these last have wrought but 1 hour, and thou hast made them equal unto us, which have borne the burden and the heat of the day. But he answered one of them and said, friend, I do thee no wrong. Didst not thou agree with me for a penny? See? And and that's what the Lord agreed on, man. That we all gonna get the same penny. Salvation, deliverance, the kingdom. All right? That's what we fighting for here. But see, when men want their consolation, then they seeking out things that they should not. They don't have respect for their elders. They don't have respect for their teachers. Because all they can do is try to position themselves to get all of the love and the glory and the respect and heap that unto themselves. That's what this truth turns into for these men. A way of that, getting that self-gratification, that self-glorification, man. And that's not what this thing is about. I had precepts, man, but really I can close it. I can close it there because the point was made. Let's see what I got here. Proverbs 25 and 27. It is not good to eat much honey. So for men to search their own glory is not glory. See, men sit there and be studying the scriptures for what, man? Because men searching out their own glory. The scriptures talk about how pride puffeth up. That's why you got a whole lot of men that is speaking against and murmuring against the apostles. Verse 28, it says, he that hath no rule over his own spirit is like a city that is broken down and without walls, man. Let me get another precept. This is Proverbs 26 and 12. It says, seest thou a man wise in his own conceit? And there's a lot of them out there right now. It says, there is more hope of a fool than of him. Okay? There's more hope for a fool than for you. When all you're doing is coveting a rank. You coming into this with a leapfrog mentality. You really seek that preeminence over your teachers, over your elders. It's not what we come into this thing to do. This is 1 Corinthians 14 and 36. It says, what? Came the word of the Most High out from you? Or came it unto you only? You know what I'm saying? That would apply to a lot of these dudes, man. They feel like you got to go through me to get this truth after they got it from men that are still out there teaching. No, don't go to those men. Those men that I learned from, don't go to them. You got to come to me now. Because I'm that dude. When you really not. That's just pride. And what do the scriptures say? Pride goeth before destruction. The Lord is going to destroy a lot of these men lest they repent. Verse 37, it says, if any man think himself to be a prophet or spiritual, let him acknowledge that the things that I write unto you are the commandments of the Lord. So the words that you receive, okay, and this is this is another thing, man. This is Paul writing to the Corinthians, which, if you saying the words of Paul aren't the words of the Lord, let's run this back, because this is a direct cut to that. If any man think himself to be a prophet or spiritual, let him acknowledge that the things that I write unto you are the commandments of the Lord. You got to acknowledge that. Paul's writings are the commandments of the Lord. There ain't no getting around that. There ain't no getting around that. So men that try to discredit his writings and saying it's not the word of the Lord, man, then read 1 Corinthians 14 and 37. Because it says otherwise. But if you are seeking preeminence over your teachers, then you'll just, ignore a scripture like this. You won't take these things into account, because it's not even really about Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. It's become about you. But the water Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai for sending us men that gives us the right example, of how to live, how to operate in this truth, how to conduct ourselves, how to show respect, and let us stay on the path, knowing who we learn from. All right. And as it's saying in scriptures, let us honor those men, because that just shows appreciation and shows humility and shows, respect, being in order. Because that seeking preeminence shit is out of order, man. And the Lord ain't dealing with it. So Lord willing, this was edifying. Just wanted to speak on that. Until next time, I'll say shalom.